Good morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told out of Voice of Radio, so today we need to take a look at the release schedule for the Pokemon TCG. It's frankly been a little while since we did this, and there's been a weirdly large amount of stuff that's been revealed since we last did this. So it's time we went and did this again, looked at everything that's coming. So let's start off on April the 19th. With the Armarouge EX Premium Collection. Now, this does come with a little bit of a caveat. This might be released just before the 19th, or it might be released just after the 19th. So I'm leaving it in there. But if this does end up going up on like the 20th or 21st, then it's just come out, but it's close enough that I think it's still relevant. And what we've got here is another one of those lovely collection boxes that comes with a bunch of cool stuff. Bunch of packs and all of that. But also an Armarouge EX. Now, this is actually kind of cool, because now it is still the same Armarouge we saw in Obsidian Flames. It's not a new Armarouge, but it is a new full art. It is a different artwork here, which I think is really kind of lovely. So yeah, it's also not Obsidian Flames, it's Paradox Rift. Sorry about that. But yeah, new full art, which is cool. You might see it's in a little frame. That frame comes here as well. And you also get yourself a Holo, Ceruledge, and Charcadet. I'm showing you in the frames because they're the best images we have. You only actually get one frame and then all three promos. And then you also get some sleeves, which is kind of cool. Although I literally, as I was planning this video, I realised these are exactly the same, almost, like same artwork, as sleeves that were released in Japan. Now, obviously, like the copyright and all that's different and you don't have the logo, but these are like the same sleeves. We almost never get the Japanese sleeves over here, so getting them like that is kind of cool. On the same day, we also get the Gardevoir EX League Battle Deck, and this is a phenomenal product. I've told you many times before, basically what we have here is a product which gives you a viable tournament-level deck out of the box. Which is absurdly good. Absolutely absurdly good. This is not what we generally expect to get. We've had these for a little while, and they are just the best products. Well, I suppose we do expect them now, but for a long time, we never would have. 3 Gardevoir EX come in here, plus a Mew EX, plus a Luminium V, plus a Radiant Greninja. You can literally make a few changes to this, buy a few singles, and you've got yourself a tournament-level deck, which is absolutely absurd. Unless you've got a Gardevoir deck sleeved up and ready to go, cannot recommend this highly enough. Now, on May the 24th, we get the Paradox Clash tins, and these are cool. Honestly, these are fine. Now, there are 2 different versions of these that come along. You've got yourself Walking Wake and Iron Leaves, both of which are decent Pokemon, both of which are viable and all of that. But they're different art, they're alternate art. And they are just alternate art, let's be clear. So they're not brand new, mechanically unique cards or anything along those lines. But they are still pretty gosh darn cool. And Walking Wake is decent because it does decent damage if the defending Pokemon is affected by a special condition, 240. And Iron Leaves has proven to be a good grass-type attacker. Charizard counter, moves energy to itself and smashes. They are decent cards. And now we've got the tins. Do remember, as always, that there are 2 configurations of the tins. That is to say, you've got the Portrait and the Landscape. The Landscape has an extra pack. Used to be that Europe would get the Portrait, US would get the Landscape. But nowadays, they all tend to appear kind of everywhere. Oh yeah, but also on the 24th of May, we've got Twilight Masquerade. That is a new set which is coming out, and it is a set that is worth getting very, very excited about. It is a set which is basically all based around the Teal Mask DLC, which is honestly kind of awesome. And you've got yourself, multiple Ogerpon. Really where we're going with this in terms of a theme, but there's so much other cool stuff as well. And we get the usual kind of deal. There are 4 different booster packs available, which is rather lovely. And then, of course, you can buy booster boxes to get a whole bunch of them that, we know how this works at this stage. But then you've got everything else. You've got the booster bundle, which is 6 packs for the price of 6 packs. Less exciting here than it would be for a special set, frankly, but it's still cool to have it. You've got 2 lots of Elite Trainer Box. We've got the regular and we've got the Pokemon Center exclusive. The difference between them is that the Pokemon Center exclusive has 2 extra packs and a stamped version of the Ogerpon promo. And we do now have confirmation of what the Ogerpon promo is. It is the one we saw in Japan the other day. It is the illustration rare. It is a promo in Japan. It is beautiful. And you get the regular version in every Elite Trainer box and the stamped version only in the Pokemon Center exclusive. So yeah, do you want the extra promo and 2 extra packs for $10? That's a question for you. We also get ourselves the usual arrangement of blisters. So we got 3-pack blisters featuring Revavroom and Snorlax. The Snorlax is a terrible card. Love Snorlax, love the promo. Terrible card. Revavroom, free colorless energy, 150 if you got more cards in hand than your opponent. Given that it's colorless energy and hits metal weakness, that is not terrible. I could see that seeing a bit of play. The 1-pack blisters feature Pupitar and Toxel. They're not terribly meta-relevant cards, but they are exclusive, never-before-seen promos. They are exclusive. This is the only place you can get them. And then finally, of course, we've got our build and battle kits. They are going to be made available 2 weeks beforehand at pre-releases. So the pre-releases are going to be happening the weeks of Saturday the 11th and Saturday the 18th of May, where you're only going to be able to get your build and battle kits. And then, and obviously, there's 4 promos. We don't know what the promos are. When we know, I'm going to show you, etc. And then they're going to actually be made available properly when the set releases on the 24th. Honestly, Twilight Masquerade is shaping up to be a really, really good set. When we'd only seen the first half in Japan, I was a little bit reticent. Now that we've seen the second half, I'm starting to feel good about this set, ladies and gentlemen. I think this is one worth getting very excited about. And obviously, A-Specs are back and all of that. The new Palafin, more on that in a minute, looks absolutely amazing. And things are starting to look rather fun. Now, moving on a little bit over to June the 7th, we've got the Vibrant Paldea Mini Tins. It's 2 packs and a, art card and all for $10. And look, if you like that, lovely. That's what we can say. There's 5 different designs. One of which focuses around Ceruledge. One's got Palafin. One's got Herbaliva. One's got a Spaffra. And one's got Dashbun. Basically, they're going Paldea here, quite obviously. Although, Ceruledge is there with Goomy. And Herbaliva's there with Leafeon. And Palafin's there with Pachirisu, etc. So they're mixing it up a little bit. We got some older Pokemon there. They're just standard mini tins. Either you want them or you don't. We can move on to June the 21st, when we get the Palafin EX box. Now, this is a product where when I first saw it, I'm in. I mean, I like Palafin, don't get me wrong, but I thought Palafin EX was pretty good the first time I saw it. And the more I've looked at Palafin, the more I realize this card could be broken. Like Twilight Masquerade, now this comes in Twilight Masquerade, it is an alternate art, you can see they're 2 different artworks. Now this box isn't out in time for North American Internationals, NAIC, but Twilight Masquerade is. So this is going to be legal at NAIC, and I'm telling you right now, this looks like it could absolutely make a gigantic difference. It's a stage 1 with the stats of a stage 2. To put it simply. So it's got 340 HP, and for a single energy you do 250 damage. It's redonk. Now, basically the way it works is there's a new Palafin, and when the new Palafin's in the active, you can switch it to your bench. You have to switch it yourself, retreat, whatever, and then you can swap it with a Palafin EX in your deck. We've seen a million different Pokemon over the years that switch in and out the active. It's not that hard to do, and then you end up with this. Palafin looks awesome. You do get a Holo Palafin and a Holo Finizen as well if that's what you're into, but an alternate art of what looks like one of the best EXs in the game is awesome. And then also on June the 21st, we've got the new Battle Academy. Now, this is... It depends what kind of person you are, because it does actually have 3 new EXs, an Armarouge, a Darkrai, and a Pikachu. Yeah, it's a second product we've got coming up in the near future with Armarouge EX in. Cool. But basically, this is the Pokemon TCG reimagined as a board game. If you are a really competitive player, this might not be for you. If you want to learn how to play the game, play with your kids, etc., if you want to buy a present for your friends where they can learn to play the game and they don't need to spend lots of money, etc., this is it. Free decks that don't hit for weakness, which is important if you're learning and you get too into weakness, it gets really unfair really quickly, that you learn to play the game. And it's got free exclusive EXs. Now, I picked up the Japanese version of this, because the Japanese version has loads of exclusive EXs. This only has free, but if you want an easy-to-learn way to play the Pokemon TCG, if you just want free decks you can play against each other without worrying about deck building, etc., if you've got someone who wants to dip their feet into the Pokemon TCG but they're very new and don't know what to do, all of this stuff is awesome. Recommend it very highly indeed. And I need to finish on here with one last little thing because, of course, after recording this video, we had some more stuff revealed. We got a back-to-school range coming on July the 5th, the best of which is probably the collector chest, clearly Paradox Pokemon focused, and it comes with a bunch of goodies you might expect. There's coins for Screamtail and Iron Valiant, which are awesome. There's a little mini portfolio, 1 card per page, there's some stickers, and there are holo versions of Screamtail and Iron Valiant. Now, the Screamtail isn't holo in the set, so this is cool. The Iron Valiant is, so it's going to be interesting to see how this is different. And this is the kind of product I have long said is great for kids. This is a great present if you can buy them for kids, so yeah, lunchbox, folder, coin, all sorts of goodies, which are lovely. On the same day, we are also getting a back-to-school pencil tin. This is 2 packs and a pencil tin for $11. You've got Charizard on the front, you've got Koraidon and Miraidon on the back. It's a pretty straightforward product, I'll be honest with you, but it's pretty cool and it's one that is going to be popular for a bunch of people. And then we've got eraser blisters, which are also coming. These are 2 packs and an eraser for $10. And this time around, you got your choice between Bellibolt and Gengar. So if you're going to school, you're worried about making some mistakes in pencil, want to get some erasing going on, this will work very nicely indeed. Cool. And now that we've recorded this, we can go back to the outro I recorded the other day. Right. That's what you need to know. And now it's over to you guys. Tell me what you're looking forward to, tell me what you're picking up, tell me what you're skipping, tell me anything you want to tell me in the comment section. Get us! Be nice! And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at Lawasi. That's where we talk about Pokemon and a whole bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCGradio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts, join a Discord, and all kinds of fun things. And get shout-outs on the channel like the lovely James Siapinski, who's been a supporter of ours for a while now and is a very lovely person, so shout out to them for the support and the loveliness. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.